Okay, so let's think about adding our wood effect now to our design. So it's really simple. I'm going to come to my bound fill tool, which we've all used before. I'm going to click on the word fill. I'm going to go to texture, load texture, and I'm going to scroll all the way down till I see wood uncut. Now you can technically use any of these and you'll see what they sample like when you click on them initially. If you don't see it like this, because some of you may see it like this here where you can't really see what they look like. If you click on the view menu, which is like a blue square here with a drop down menu, you can click on extra large icons or large icons. If I click large icons, you can now see I can visually see each one individually before I click on it on the right hand side. So I'm actually going to try and find something like a maple. Now obviously we're using pine, but there isn't a pine exact match on here, so maybe a pink stain wood. Now let's go back to maple. So I'm going to use maple as mine. I'm going to click open, so I've got it here. Now again, we've done this before, but don't forget this dial here, if I grab the hand on the clock, it rotates the grain around, or you can manually type in an angle that you require, which will then hit enter, and it moves the grain in the direction. So I'm going to click OK, and because my grain's going up and down, I'm actually going to click in this shape first of all, any islands, no, and in this shape here, any islands, no. So you can see I've now got my grain going up and down, do the same on the back, and the side. Size nice and easy, that's done pretty much the side. Then I'm going to go back to my bound fill tool, click on the word fill, and I'm now going to move this to 90 degrees, let's say around there like that. Press OK, and then do the other sections here. Any islands, no. Any islands, no. Etc, etc. Okay, that gives me that section. The last bit is this actual backing piece of card that needs to go in here. So what I'm going to do, because if I go to fill, and a load texture, if I click on the drop down menu or click on up one level, you can see I've got wood board and wood pattern. Now unfortunately there isn't a hardboard or MDF effect in 2D design that we can use, so we're going to have to use either a pattern or a board. Now you can go through this, it's up to you really which one you prefer to use. It needs to represent MDF as best as you can, so I'm going to try and find, I don't think it's going to be a pattern because that's all like blocks and things. I'm going to go back into wood uncut and see what they've got in here that's quite dark and a bit chippy. So not brown, it's a little bit darker than that maybe. Let's have a look at something maybe like, I think that's a bit too dark. Not gouged, that's not going to be no grainy. I'll tell you what, I might even try doing it as a solid brown colour or a gradiated brown. So let's change the colour there to brown like that, and let's just put this shade over here at brown but ever so slightly lighter, about there like that, to get that kind of effect. I'm actually then going to rotate this round. I might actually do a shape. Let's go with a circle shape like that. Press OK, press OK. Click inside there, no. That'll do for now. We'll have a look at that. So that gives me my hardboard or my MDF backing. And in here, I can definitely use my bound fill shape gradiated tool and change this to blue and white. So I'm going to change this one to a blue. In fact, I'll go a bit lighter than that. Let's go around there like that. And this one, let's change this one to white like that. Let's make that a little bit. Let's move the focus to be a little bit wider. Actually, let's bring that in and focus Y. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's try that. Can't say I'm really happy with that. What does the other ones look like? Let's go fixed size. No, let's go auto size, sorry. Let's have a quick look at what this might look like if I did that. Well, let's stick with that and press OK. You can play around with it to give me that kind of acrylic looking front. Okay, ready for our piece there. That gives me my front, back and side view initially with our wood effect on. Probably the last thing I might do is just on the wood effect here, I might change the line to a thicker line, maybe even just a 1mm thick line like that. Press OK, just to thicken up those lines a little bit on both of those as well, just to make it look a little bit more interesting and make those lines stand out so I can see the joints and where the lines are like that. I'm going to hit save on the keyboard like that, or Control S on the keyboard I should say, just to save it, ready to move on to the next task.